And thanks for staying with us on the marketplace. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. We start with this one. The price of crude oil continues to fall as a commodity which peaked at more than $130 a barrel in March 2022 has given up all the gains triggered by Russia's war in Ukraine, falling to around $94 a barrel. Now, if this continues, prices of petroleum products are on the local market will see the biggest reduction in the next pricing window on August 15. Joining us is researcher with the Institute for Energy Security, Fritz Moses. Good afternoon to you. Fritz, does this decline have anything to do with OPEC's announcement of a quote hike? What are the reasons for the decline we are witnessing now?
All right, good afternoon, Daryl, and thanks for having me. Not necessarily. The OPEC increase in their production output by some 100,000 barrels a day. It's not really enough. I mean, it's not really taking market analysts and traders as we have anticipated. Of course, that announcement is about 0.1% of the global petroleum or oil demand per day. So it's not really a triggering effect. What we are seeing rather, what's causing the demand, the price reductions has been the global demand anticipation or fall in demand that we are anticipating. Of course, we see how economies in the US and UK and China are anticipating a dwindling of demand. We've seen how the PMI data from China points to a reduction in manufacturing activities over the 700 manufacturing companies in China that were analyzed. They all point to a downward or a decline in manufacturing activity in there. We see also for UK, just yesterday, the Bank of England announced a 50 hike in their rates, 50 basis point hike, the largest since 1995. We are pushing the rates to about 1.75%. And of course, they're also anticipating a recession that may last for some 15 months. That's together with the increase in inflation rate in the US, the anticipation of inflation in the US and Europe and the global economy largely. We've seen how the IMF much recently downgraded the local and the global economic growth to about 3.2% from 3.6 just April this year. This all pointing to how the demand will be affected. So generally, what we are seeing is an anticipation. Of course, is the market reacting to anticipated decline in demand for products, and of course also with supply being existent, supply keeps on increasing. We don't foresee any supply glut in the immediate future. Of course, we're anticipating that the 100,000 barrel excess capacity that the anticipated 100,000 barrels that would have to come on would come from Saudi Arabia and UAE and perhaps also Kuwait. Would also increase the supply that would be available on the market. But demand is what analysts are fearing and traders are fearing that would continue to dampen or reduce prices on the international market. For locally, we don't see that translating to local prices for petrol and diesel and the other products. This is because we don't see, or the CD rate against the US dollar is not performing its role as we'd expect that. Whereas prices are falling in the international market, we will see a CD strengthen against the US dollar. Unfortunately, from the end of the last pricing window till date, we've seen the CD fall by some 3% against the US dollar, depreciated by some 3% against the US dollar, selling then around 80 to 35 pesos. It's currently around 80 to 70 pesos. And so if this trajectory of the CD depreciating continue to progress as we are seeing, and international markets prices, of course, continue to also fall, then we may not see that reflect largely at the various pumps.
Disappointing because we're quite upbeat that with the declines that we are seeing, prices of products will go down significantly locally. But like you point out, there are factors at play. Factors to do with the performance of our local currency against major trading currencies. As you indicate, the CD has been depreciating over time. Well, let's talk about this downward trend, a little bit more about this downward trend that we are seeing and for how long this is going to last. What factors are at play?
Well, of course, like I stated earlier, what we are seeing is the global economic recession that many US and economists prefer we don't see, that we are anticipating. We see how the economies around the world, in US, China, in UK, are all facing a downturn in economic activities with inflation rising, and how that would affect demand. We see in US especially, there's been a decline in consumption of gasoline, that's petrol. The API, that's the American Petroleum Institute, reported an excess of 4 million barrels of gasoline crude inventory recorded in just the last ended month of July. And so it points to the fears of analysts and traders that demand certainly is falling. We are seeing, however, in Europe, although we are seeing a fall in demand for oil, and gas especially, the focus is now on oils. And so whereas gas demand is falling in Europe, we are seeing a shift to oil demand. Countries like Germany are increasing their reliance on oil powered plants or units to meet up the energy demands. Also, of course, you see how in Europe currently they've been able to reduce their reliance on Russia's gas by some 50% and increase their LNG imports by some 100%, I should say, from 70% of their total imports to about 39% there. Of course, imports coming in from Algeria, Azerbaijan, is what is accounting for these increments. So the current economic situation, although not very favorable for the oil market, it's for oil traders and big oil corporations, IOCs. For consumers, it's a good thing because we continue to see, and of course we anticipate that to the end of this year, you'll be seeing a dwindling oil prices. We may see prices come lower than the $90 per barrel, hopefully even before the first half of August ends. If that should be the case, then
okay,
that we will continue to see. We may see prices at the various points marginally reduce, but depending on the situation of the local currency against the US dollar.
When you say marginally, are you able to hazard a guess as to how much you're going to see the prices go down?
Well, for now, we will still have to wait for figures that will come in by the end of next week. We anticipate that certainly we may see some marginal reduction, but it all comes down to how the city will react against the US dollar. Because the international market is doing its best for us consumers by experiencing some reductions in the prices from around $103 per barrel of oil when we started when we ended the last spring, currently around $94 per barrel. And the anticipation is that we would see further reductions. Just a few minutes ago, the US released its jobs report. That
was pretty impressive.
Exactly. And so that means that there is the anticipation for increased economic activity and the anticipation for further rate hikes in the US it's real, and it's something that would happen if that should be the case. Price on the international market will certainly fall.
We'll leave it here. Thanks so much, Fitz Moses, researcher with the Institute for Energy Security, for speaking with us on the crude oil prices, which are going down globally. We've been examining what the impact is going to be on the local market. Next, we are getting reports that tanker drivers are set to call off their strike after meeting with the Energy Ministry and the National Petroleum Authority. The drivers have been protesting poor working conditions. Now, we are receiving reports that an agreement is being finalized, as the tanker drivers have given government 2 months to resolve their issues. Meantime, the strike has had an impact on fuel supply, with some pumps reporting shortages. JoyNews' Michael Ashali reports some drivers have checked as many as 5 stations without success.
What we are understanding is that there's fuel shortage at many of the OMCs and their outlets here. We are currently in Abekan La Paz. This GOL station, we are told, has been out of petrol particularly for 2 days now, since Thursday, August. We'll try to speak to some of the drivers. Like this driver here, we are told that they've had to roam unsuccessfully trying to look for good quality oil, fuel. Please, what's your name?
My name is Bernard Ampiao.
Okay, Bernard. So How long have you been trying to look for fuel?
For the past 3 days now, I've been here trying to buy fuel. Normally what I do is early in the morning, I fill my tank before starting work. But for the past 3 days, I've been here coming in the morning, in the evening. I don't get some to buy. I don't know the reason why. But I heard that maybe these tankers drivers have problem concerning their payments and those things. So I think, and even today I heard that they've called off the strike. But I'm still hoping that they bring us fuel because I normally buy oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how disturbing is this for you?
Oh, it has really been unbearable because, you know, if you don't get it here, then it means you have to drive through a whole lot of places before you can get a fuel. I only buy oil. That is it, yeah.
But how many outlets have you been to?
Like 6, yes.
And all of them tell you the same thing, they don't have petrol?
The same thing, they don't have petrol. Wow. They only have diesel.
So at this point, what do you want to be done? Because you need it to also do some work.
Yeah, so what I have to do is I have to look out for other fuel stations. The people that they have, they just purchase it from there.
Bernard, let me thank you very much. So Bernard is one of many who have been searching through town, hoping to get some fuel to buy, particularly petrol. But just now he's been turned away because this particular station, like many others, have told him that there's no fuel to buy. There's some more vehicles coming through, all have been told in response that there's no fuel here, but there's no signboard displaying to tell drivers who are also in the same situation whether there's fuel or not. They would have to drive into the station and later try to find out whether they have fuel or not. It's a devastating moment for drivers, especially for online drivers and commercial drivers, taxis and trotros, who depend on this as an input for the work that they do. They can only hope that a solution to the concerns of the tanker drivers will be found as soon as possible. For JoyNews, Michael Ashale.
Now, if you're concerned about how your cooking utensils and other appliances are strewn in your kitchen, Super Kitchen, a subsidiary of Superlock Technologies Limited, says the solution lies in its custom-made kitchen, which has a built-in system that can keep all of them out of sight. Your microwave, fridges, dish rack, bin, and more will no longer be seen. A sales executive of the company, Abigail Bafa, has been sharing details as we begin our second clinic of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair today through till Sunday at the West Hills Mall in Accra. Have a look.
I've been to quite a number of kitchens, and usually when you enter any kitchen, what you see is the microwave, you'd see the fridge, you'd see the plates and other things scattered, strewn all across the kitchen. What I find particularly intriguing about a Superlock Technologies Limited designed kitchen is the fridge. Microwave also is not openly displayed here in the kitchen. All the things that I've seen here, you'd have to open something before you get access to the appliance. And what it means is that you didn't have your cooking utensils, you didn't have your kitchen appliances and all of that strewn across, the kitchen. That I find particularly interesting. Abby has been telling us more about that.
Have the built-in microwave.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
We have a built-in microwave here.
So
it's optional. You can also have it, but you don't need to have a built-in.
Okay.
It's very optional. Basically, what we do is we design to suit your taste.
Okay.
You tell us exactly what you want, and then we go ahead and do, exactly what you want for you. Tell us the type of color, the type of design, the type of finishing, the type of. We also recommend that you give us the type of appliances that you're going to use, so that if we have to leave a space for it, we'll go on ahead and leave the space for it and all that. So basically, you have to come to the kitchen and see what we have, and then you tell us, okay, I want my kitchen to be this, I want it this way, I want it that way. Then after everything, we do a 3D design for you to see the.
So you do custom made for the clients?
Custom made, yes.
Okay.
Right here, we have the built-in fridge.
That's the
double built-in fridge.
Yeah.
So this is a double built-in fridge.
So that is done here?
Yes, we bring everything from outside.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So when we customize it, we give you the 3D design and everything. If you approve it, then we can order.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We order it from outside.
What advice would you give people, homeowners, someone moving to a new home, how to keep the kitchen? Like, what would you advise them? Like, what are some of the things that they can do to keep their kitchen beautiful, clean?
Well,
like,
basically with this, you just have to keep it clean because we have a lot of storage units that you can, order for your kitchen where you can put away a lot of things so that it doesn't, display all over the place.
All over the place,
yes. You just have to keep it clean because with the MDF doors, like I said, these are MDF doors, which is water resistant and,
Oh,
yes.
water resistant.
Water
That's very
resistant.
important because in the kitchen, you deal with a lot of water.
A lot of water.
Now we're going to check out some of the security doors and internal doors that you have here, right?
Yes.
And to help us do that, we have Nathan. Nathan, what's your last name?
Offer.
Nathan Offer.
Yes,
Sales
I'm a sales executive.
executive.
Here. What we call this is the basic security door.
Basic.
Yes, just because the finishing is PVC.
Okay.
Yes. These doors come from Israel and are the best in the world.
Okay.
Not in Ghana, best in the world. Now, our doors come with a set of keys, 5, which cannot be duplicated.
Okay.
Even if you take it outside for them to cut the key, we can't.
It can't be duplicated.
No.
Wow.
So we give you a card that has a serial number on it.
Okay.
To generate the pattern for you.
Okay.
Now, on turning of, you can come closer.
Okay. Come close.
On turning of the key, it shoots about 6 to 7 bolts geometrically around the door.
This one? Oh.
Exactly.
This one?
These are the bolts. These are what we call the bolts.
Wow.
So it shoots about 6 to 7 bolts around the door.
Yeah.
Giving it that firm latch when you lock.
So what it means is that okay, so there's one.
Yes, we have 4.
So
here,
there's actually
5,
one here.
6, and we have 7 here.
Whoa!
Yes.
There's no way anyone can break into this
At all.
Wow.
And that's why about 90% of the banks use this.
We will be going live to Maxwell Agbagba, the West Hills Mall, for an update. But just confirmation of the news we reported at the top of this bulletin. The tanker drivers have called off their strike. Now we have confirmation by way of a press statement that has come through. I'm going to read bits of it for you. It says the LPG marketing companies, Ghana LPG Operators Association, Gas Tanker Drivers Union, GWEL Tanker Drivers Union, Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union, Bulk Tanker Drivers Union, and allied bodies have agreed on this day, 5th of August 2022, to end the strike action, which commenced on the 1st of August 2022 until the 30th day of September 2022, when all the issues would be resolved. The agreement was reached after our meeting with the National Petroleum Authority and the Ministry of Energy following Cabinet's decision to lift the ban on the construction of stranded LPG filling stations. Together with the NPA, we have agreed to take immediate steps to resolve the operational challenges with the electronic cargo tracking system. A meeting is scheduled to take place on Monday, the 8th of August, between the service provider, NPA, and our associations. We wish to thank the good people of Ghana for their understanding. And that statement, signed by Malam Bukari Amadou, chairman of the LPGMC, Selina Ofusapia, national secretary, GLIPGOA, George Nyanu, chairman of the Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union, Martin Asari, I think, chairman of the GOTDC, and Shaibu Mohammed, chairman of GTDU. And so that's the latest from the issues to do with the fuel tanker drivers. They've called off their strike. They're giving government until the 30th of September to resolve the operational issues. And this strike has been going on for the last 5 days. And this afternoon reported the impact. We're just beginning to see the impact as some fuel stations were running out of fuel. Hopefully, things will normalize with this announcement coming through. It means that the tanker drivers are resuming operations and we are going to get a fuel supply without interruptions. We'll keep following that for you, but now we want to take you to the West Hills Mall, and Maxwell Agbagba, you can see him live for us over there, where the second clinic of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair is underway. Take it away.
Well, the 13th edition of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair is on right here at the West Hills Mall, and this is the second clinic. We started some hours ago already. We've had quite a number of patrons, coming in here to make inquiries. Some of them also to put into motion their plans to own their own homes. Now, just some hours ago, I interacted with a young couple who got married sometime last month. And I was speaking to the man. He was telling me that he is particularly excited that he can just come here and then put into motion his plan to construct his own home into motion from scratch to finish. He cannot simply imagine how he's going to juggle his work with visiting, housing companies in search of good deals. And he thinks that the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair is providing him with all of that solution. Many patrons we've been speaking to here are also particularly intrigued by the huge discounts that is on offer here. Let's speak to some of the exhibitors here, Sukasa Homes. They are also happy about the opportunity provided to them to, market their products. You can see some patrons, standing here interacting with your public relations officer. Okay, so let's try and see if we can speak to the public relations officer. Hi.
Hello. Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Great. What's your name?
My name is Daniel.
Daniel,
yeah.
Daniel, tell me, how is it going here so far?
Well, over here is Sukasa Properties, and you can see we have our products. Yeah, we have our products on display here. At Sukasa Properties, we actually pride ourselves with affordability, because the product that we offer on the market, there is non-comparable on the market as far as pricing is concerned. And that does not mean that we compromise on quality. No, we do offer very great service, and we do offer quality product. At the moment, our 2-bedroom facility in the East Legon area, East Legon Hills, is going for 400,000 cedis. We do have our 3-bedroom equally that is going for 560,000 cedis.
This is the 4-bedroom?
Exactly the dummy you see right here. Yeah, we can go through later on. And then we do have our 4-bedroom facility equally going for 840,000 cedis. And as I have indicated, with these kind of facilities and the areas, presently we're operating in East Legon Hills, but we're also going to roll out our next project in Eyimensa and then other places that we have actively in place. And we talk about this product we have here and the prices we're talking about, then you know that when the government talks about affordable housing scheme, this is exactly what, as a private sector or private-public partnership initiatives, this is what we're doing actively to augment what the government is actually doing. Because you and I do know very well that housing and accommodation challenges has really become a very tough situation for the country and for the government, as a matter of fact. So for us at Sukasa, our avid purpose or aim is to making sure that we do provide affordability in its real sense, where the vulnerable, the low to middle income earner can actually also own a home, and not when we talk about affordability and only the bourgeoisies can really walk in and buy anything for a home. No, that's not what we're doing here. So
any discounts on offer?
Well, with the prices that I have given, we do have various payment plans or payment options. If you are paying outrightly on any of these offers, you do get 3% discount. So, for example, if you're buying for the 4-bedroom house for 840,000, if you're paying outrightly, you take 3% outright discount on that. But we do also have other installment, payment plans. You could pay in 4 weekly installments of 25% cash down, and then the next 4 weeks you pay 25%, and then your final 25%, and the very final one, 25%. We do also have a 1-year payment plan, but that comes with some interest rate of 12%. and 2-year payment plan for 15%.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
You're well to come over and then, yeah, awesome.
Thank you. So you had Daniel, he's a PRO for Sukasa Properties. They're not the only people here offering.
All right, Maxwell, we got there for us at the West Hills Mall. If you have some time during this weekend, you want to pass through to the second clinic of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair underway there at the West Hills Mall. That's the marketplace. Thanks for watching. We have more on the breaking story this afternoon. The Tanker Drivers Union calling off their strike on Business Live. Don't miss it. My name is Daryl. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend.